All right. Well, anybody got anything exciting happen here lately? I was mowing the lawn today, and I've needed to mow the lawn. I put it off and put it off, and I needed to get it done before it rained. And the whole time I'm mowing, I'm getting little sprinkles, you know, and I'm thinking, Lord, please don't let it rain. Please don't let it rain on me. I need to get this done. And like the second that I got the last little bit of the lawn done, and I pulled it into the backyard, it started pouring. So that's happened to me before. There was one time when I was, I had a job where I mowed lawns all summer long, and I didn't really need the job. I just, I thought I needed some extra money, and David, let me tell you, I really appreciate what you're doing. I'm not used to doing that kind of stuff. I'm used to the AC and just enjoying the AC. You know, I used to do carpentry, you know, right out of high school. Used to play football, all that kind of stuff, you know, loved the sun. But, boy, I got out there that summer and it got me. I mean, the weed eating especially. The riding lawnmower was awesome because you could just do a lot of praying and thinking, you know. But then the weed eating just took forever. And I had days when if it rained, then I wouldn't have to work, you know. I had the elementary school I had to do, the Jackson Street property I had to do, and the CC, the South Central Career Center building. And as long as I had those done, everything was all good. And I had to quit by 4 o'clock or they'd lock everything up. And the night before this one day, I got all of my stuff done except for the front yard before 4 o'clock, before the front yard at the Jackson Street property. And so that wasn't no big deal at all. I'd be all caught up if I had that done. And that could wait a day or two, you know. And I remember I stayed up real late at night, and I just thought, I had my son with me, and I thought, well, I stayed up all night, I was praying, and I told my son, I said, you know, I don't really want to go to work tomorrow. And I went outside and I prayed that it rained. And he knew I prayed, because there was one time I prayed for the hail to stop, and it stopped. Just cold turkey stopped. It was awesome. I did that because I wanted sleep, you know, and it was just the worst time to pray, you know. I was almost asleep, and my son and my wife were saying, hey, you're going to have to get up and go, or we're going to go without you. And I was in the mode like, well, you know, I die, I'm ready to go to heaven anyway, so, you know, whatever. But I was laying in bed, and I laid over to my side and raised my hand up, and I simply said something like, Lord, I just ask that you just stop the hail or calm the storm. I think I said, just calm the storm. In the name of Jesus, I just give you praise for it. And by the time my hand went down, it stopped hailing. There was big old hail balls outside. My son, he's just dancing around the house, you know, made up some crazy song. He was like 6 years old, you know. And boy, it was a good time. But anyway, this particular day, my son was staying with me. He was 16, 17, I think, at the time. And when I went outside and prayed, he said, yeah, I don't guess I'm going to work tomorrow because it's going to rain. He was kind of bummed out. But I got up the next morning and it didn't rain. And I went out and I looked at the sky and I said, Lord, there's not a cloud in the sky, but I know you can make it rain. And I prayed for it to rain. Well, it got time for my son to go to work, and so I took him to work, and I come back. And when I come back, there wasn't a cloud in the sky. I got on the mower, I went over to the Jackson Street property, I got that front yard done, and I looked in the distance and it was black. It was black. I mean, I don't even know where it came from, but it was black. And so I got my stuff, and I just, as fast as I could, you know, got on that rider, and I got all the way over to the building where they keep them all, and the second that I got in the building, it poured down rain. You know, and it rained for 20 minutes, and then it quit, and it was beautiful the rest of the day. It just rained so that I could get the day off. You know, that's how wonderful the Lord is. You know, but while I'm up here, you know, this is what the night's about. But there was one time when I was going to Dallas, and I stopped in this one city to get gas, and on my way back to the vehicle, there was a guy that was going to work, and I don't know why I said it. I mean, everybody goes to work, but I just said, "Hey, you look like you've been working hard." He said, "Yeah, well, I was kind of wanting the day off. You know, I've worked, I don't know how many hours he said that he worked up to this point, and I was hoping that it'd rain." And I knew why I talked to him, because the Lord wanted to show him how he would come through for him. And so there at the gas station, I said, well, I explained to him that I'd asked the Lord to cause it to rain a few times, and he's faithful. And anyway, we just prayed right there at the gas station that it would rain that day. And I went on my way. It didn't rain right then and there, but on my way back from Dallas, there was probably 3 miles worth of highway that was still wet. Everything else was all dry, but that 3 miles of highway was wet. You know, so when we have that kind of mentality that, you know, these circumstances are in our face so that we can bring them to God's attention, then with mustard seed faith, mountains can be moved.
Amen.
So we just need to take advantage of the fact that we can stand in God's presence in good standing, at the throne of grace, and come to Him boldly with our requests. You know, so I don't know where all that came from, but that was extra.